Are you the same person you were a year ago? It's a tricky question, right? Like, on the one hand, I'm still me. I still love music. I still love hiking with my dogs. My favorite foods haven't changed very much, but some things are definitely different. My body has changed. I have a bit more gray in my beard than I had before kids came along. And many of my beliefs and understandings of the world have evolved. The way that I carry myself has shifted. And I'd like to think I've improved as a person, improved morally, improved in my relationships. I sure hope I treat people better than I did a year ago. But this idea of who we are and how we change over time has been on philosophers' minds for thousands of years. And I'm not going to solve that puzzle for us today, but I at least want to get us thinking about how we have a relationship with ourselves across time. When most people think of relationships, they think of them as something we have with other people, co-workers, spouses, friends, but we rarely consider that we also have a relationship with ourselves. There's who we were, who we are now, and who we might yet become. It's our story across time. So let's start with our past selves. Like I said, I share some things in common with, say, 10-year-old Tony. I still have the same parents, and I still like many of the same things, but the way that I think has changed a lot. The way that I show up to the world and interact with it has changed a lot. When I was 14, like most teenagers, I was wrestling deeply with the question of who I was. You're trying to figure it out. And as part of my process of figuring it out, I looked to my heroes who were the frontmen of pop-punk bands like Good Charlotte and Sum 41. I wanted to look and be just like them. So I distinctly remember making a choice one day where I decided to grow my hair out long and dye it black and straighten it, start wearing black t-shirts and dark jeans. We called it emo back in my day. Here's a photo for your enjoyment. Please don't share that. Thankfully, my parents recognized that it was just a phase, and they were right. And now when I look back, even though I cringe a bit and I laugh, I see a kid who was trying to figure himself out, trying to understand his place in the world. I know it's easy to look back on who we were and cringe at our past selves, things we did and said, like, why did we do that? But I think it's important to develop a sense of compassion for our past selves. We were doing the best we could with what we knew at the time. The fact that we cringe at all means that we've grown. So there's who we were, then there's who we are right now. So for me, now, in my 30s, I'm more patient. Kids will do that to you. I'm less passive, more assertive, and less insecure. We all have this relationship with ourselves in the present. And how we treat ourselves today, it matters. Because we can treat ourselves in better or worse ways. Now, if you're anything like me, your mind can be noisy. There's like an inner monologue running almost all day, this voice in our heads. Mine has a very annoying accent. Sometimes it's kind, sometimes it's neutral, and sometimes it's just downright mean. Do you have this voice in your head too? It's just popping off all day long, uninvited and unwelcome sometimes, the thoughts that it shares. Like sometimes I'll be, brushing my teeth and looking in the mirror, and out of nowhere, this little unwelcome voice will pop into my mind that just says, "Hey mate, you know your eyebrows look like caterpillars." Very unhelpful. Sometimes I catch myself when I make a mistake, saying under my breath, "Oh, I'm so dumb." I wonder if you do this too. We often speak to ourselves in ways that we would never speak to another person. But that negativity can shape how we treat ourselves. It can change how we see ourselves and how we relate to others moving forward. So later this week, we're gonna dive deeper on how to silence that inner critic, because how we speak to ourselves today shapes who we become tomorrow. And then there is the future version of me, Tony at 40, 50, 60. Who will I be then? What will I care about? What will matter most to me at that stage of life? Just as we have a relationship with our past selves, we have one with our future selves too. We are all becoming someone. The choices we make today influence who we'll become. We really do have the freedom to steer ourselves towards growth and improvement or away from it. And I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 80, 90. The sooner that we can recognize that we can either help or hurt our future selves, the sooner we can change the trajectory of our lives. So, over the next few days, we're gonna dig deeper into these ideas. We'll get specific. We'll talk about how to quiet that inner critic and how to map out who we want to become or who we don't want to become. We'll explore how our attitudes and our actions today affect our future selves. But for today, I just want you to start noticing how you treat yourself. How do you speak to yourself? How do you act towards yourself in terms of habits and choices? Are you helping yourself or hurting yourself? Setting yourself up for success or failure? Spend today noticing, and we'll see you tomorrow.